In her quiet moments, she carried an unspoken grief that reflected his own. She still spoke about Emily, even though Dominic had forbidden her from searching for the girl online or trying to contact her again. He feared what they might uncover, but even more, he feared the bond growing between his daughter and the stranger who had turned their lives upside down. When the investigator finally called, Dominic's heart pounded as he answered. The man's voice was calm, almost detached, as he began revealing what he had discovered. The truth unraveled slowly, each word cutting through Dominic like a blade. Emily wasn't just anyone. She wasn't just a girl who looked strikingly like Lena. She was Lena's twin. The revelation hit Dominic like a freight train, leaving him breathless. Twins. He thought back to the day Lena was born, the overwhelming joy, the pride of becoming a father. How had he not known? How had he been so blind? The investigator kept talking, each new detail more devastating than the last. His wife, Lena's mother, had been pregnant with twin daughters. But while Dominic had been away on an important work trip, she had made a choice that changed everything. She had given one of the twins up for adoption. Dominic's mind raced as he tried to make sense of the unimaginable truth. Why hadn't she told him? Why had she kept this secret for so many years? The answer, when it came, was hard to accept. She had feared that Dominic, too consumed by his career, wouldn't be able to handle the responsibility of raising two children. She had made the decision alone, thinking it was best for their family. But in doing so, she had built a wall of silence that now threatened to destroy them all. The call ended, but Dominic couldn't move. His hands trembled as he clutched the phone, his mind flooded with emotions. Anger, grief, guilt, all swirling together, threatening to consume him. He felt betrayed by the woman he had trusted most, but even more, he felt an unbearable loss. He had lost a daughter he had never known. He had been robbed of the chance to love her, to be her father. And now, years later, he had to face the consequences of that decision. A broken family, and a daughter who had suffered in ways he could barely comprehend. Dominic knew he had to find Emily. He had to understand what had happened to her after she was given away. Fueled by guilt and desperation, he threw himself into the search, spending endless days and nights combing through records, reaching out to the investigator, chasing every lead. It felt like his entire world now revolved around finding her, making sense of the pain that had consumed their lives. When he finally did, the truth was even more heartbreaking than he had feared. Emily hadn't been adopted into a loving family as he had hoped. Instead, she had been placed in the foster system, moving from one unstable home to another. The investigator's report was thorough, detailing years of neglect and hardship. Her childhood had been a series of broken promises and shattered dreams, marked by instability and a lack of care. Dominic could barely bring himself to read the details, the weight of her suffering pressing down on him like a heavy stone. He thought of Lena, the life she had, the love, security, and opportunities she had been given. His heart broke for Emily. How different her life could have been if only he had known, if only he had been there. The guilt was suffocating, an unrelenting reminder of his failures as a husband and a father. He had been too focused on his career, too caught up in work to see what truly mattered, and now it was too late to change the past. All he could do was try to make things right. But how? How could he approach her? How could he explain the choices that had led to her pain, the decisions that had left her alone? Dominic wrestled with these questions, his mind tangled in doubt and fear. He wanted to reach out, to tell her the truth, but he knew it wouldn't be easy. Emily had every right to hate him, to reject him, and yet he couldn't walk away. He couldn't abandon her again. Sitting alone in the house, shadows creeping in around him, Dominic made a silent vow. He would find a way to reach Emily, to make amends for the years of suffering she had endured. It wouldn't be easy, and it wouldn't erase the past, but it was all he could do, for Lena, for Emily, for the family he had failed to protect. As the first light of dawn broke through the window, casting a pale glow across the room, Dominic felt a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. Maybe, just maybe, there was still a chance to heal the wounds of the past and build something new, something whole, something that could finally bring them together. Now, he sat in his car, staring at the building in front of him. The streetlights cast long shadows over the cracked pavement, and the distant hum of the city buzzed in the background. He hadn't moved for over an hour, his fingers gripping the steering wheel, trying to gather the courage to step out, climb those steps and knock.